My mother had 6 months to live. My wife, who hadn't touched me in almost a year, whispered, "Let's give her a grandchild before she goes." The hospice nurse said stage 4 for pancreatic cancer. Inoperable. My mother, Eleanor Anderson, 78 years old, retired librarian, woman who taught me to tie my shoes and balance a checkbook, had until March. Maybe April if she was lucky. Lucky. We're sitting in her lawyer's office 3 days after the diagnosis. September light comes through the blinds. Everything smells like leather and old paper. Mr. Harrison, he's been handling Mom's affairs since Dad died, slides the will across his mahogany desk. Eleanor updated this last year, he says. Standard distribution with one notable provision. I'm not really listening. I'm watching my mother's hands. They're shaking. She's trying to hold them still in her lap, but I can see the tremor. The same hands that made my lunch every day for 12 years. That braided my ex-girlfriend's hair at prom when her own mother was too drunk to help. Robert, Mr. Harrison's voice pulls me back. Section 7, paragraph 3, your mother wanted to establish a trust. I scan the page. The words blur together until I hit the clause. In the event of a first grandchild born during the grantor's lifetime or within 1 year of death, said child shall receive the full estate in trust, administered by Robert James Anderson until the child reaches age 25. 4.2 million, my mother says. Her voice is steady. She's always been steady. The house, the investments, everything your father and I built. I want it to go to your child, Robert. I want to know there's a next generation before I... She doesn't finish. Doesn't need to. Mom, I reach across, take her hand. You don't have to worry about that right now. I'm not worried. She squeezes back. I'm hopeful. The thing is, Amanda and I have been married for 8 years. We talked about kids once, early on. She said, someday. Someday became not yet. Not yet became silence. For the past 9 months, she's been sleeping in the guest room. Says my snoring got worse. Says she needs space. Says a lot of things that don't add up to intimacy. I drive home thinking about timelines. 6 months, 26 weeks. However you calculate it, it's not enough time to process that your mother is dying. It's definitely not enough time to bring a child into the world. But apparently, it's enough time for Amanda to have a change of heart. That night, for the first time in 278 days, Amanda touches my hand across the dinner table. I've been counting, not in an obsessive way, just in the way you count anything that used to be routine and then stops. Like when your favorite coffee shop closes and you notice every morning when you drive past. 278 mornings of waking up alone. 278 nights of good night said from separate rooms. How's your mom? Amanda asks. Dying, I say. The word comes out harder than I mean it. She flinches. I'm sorry, I know I can't imagine. Can't you? I almost say, but I don't. Because she's looking at me the way she used to, before the guest room, before the I need space, before whatever invisible line I cross that I still don't understand. The lawyer says 6 months, I tell her. There's a will provision. If we have a child, the estate goes into trust for them. 4.2 million. I shouldn't have said it like that, like the money matters, but I'm tired and sad, and Amanda's hand is warm on mine, and I don't know what's real anymore. Robert, she stands up, comes around the table, sits in the chair next to me instead of across from me. I've been thinking. About what? About us. Her hand moves to my knee. About what I've been doing to this marriage. The distance. I know I've been... She pauses, looks down. When she looks back up, her eyes are wet. I've been scared. Scared of what? Of being a mother. Of not being good enough. Of... She shakes her head. It doesn't matter. What matters is your mom deserves to see us happy. To see us try. Something in my chest loosens. Something I didn't know was wound so tight. You mean, I want to give her a grandchild before she goes. Amanda's voice breaks on the last word. I want to do this with you, now. I should be happy. I should be relieved. My wife wants me again. My mother might get to meet her grandchild. This is everything I've wanted for months. So why does it feel like I'm missing something? Okay, I say, because what else can I say? She kisses me. It tastes like wine and something else, something I can't name. That night she comes to our bedroom wearing lingerie I've never seen before, black lace. The tags are still on. I catch a glimpse of them when she turns. $68 from a boutique in Charleston I've never heard of. When did you buy this? I ask. Does it matter? No, I guess it doesn't. 3 weeks later, she's holding up a pregnancy test. 2 pink lines. My mother cries when we tell her, holds Amanda's face in both hands and whispers, Thank you. Thank you for this gift. Amanda cries too, says all the right things. I'm so happy, Eleanor. I want this baby to know you. I cry because my mother is crying. Because she looks lighter somehow, like she's been carrying something heavy and finally set it down. But late that night, when Amanda's asleep and I'm staring at the ceiling, I do the math. 3 weeks to get pregnant. Most couples try for months, some for years. We did it in 3 weeks. I tell myself it's just luck, just timing, just bodies doing what bodies do. I tell myself there's no reason to doubt her. The thing about lies is you choose to believe them until you can't anymore. Robert, this is Derek Williams. My mother's voice is bright over the phone. It's been 2 weeks since the pregnancy announcement. She's started radiation, just palliative to manage the pain, but today's a good day. You can hear it. Derek's been helping me organize the estate, she continues, updating the trust paperwork, making sure everything's in order for the baby. I thought we could all have dinner tonight, get to know each other. Mom, you don't have to. I want to, please. Let me do this while I still can. So that's how I end up at Charleston's on a Thursday night, sitting across from Derek Williams, certified wealth advisor, while my pregnant wife laughs at his jokes. Derek's 42, I learn, never married. Grew up in Charlotte, but moved to Charleston 5 years ago. He runs his own firm, Williams Consulting, LLC, specializes in estate planning for high net worth individuals. Your mother's portfolio is impressive, he says, cutting into his steak. Your father made some very smart investments. He was a smart man, Mom says quietly. Eleanor's been telling me about the grandchild provision. Derek smiles. It's beautiful, really, making sure the next generation is provided for. It's very generous, Amanda says. She's barely touched her salmon. Morning sickness, she said, but she's on her second glass of Chardonnay. Derek pours her a third without asking. Dry, right? I remember. The words hang there. I remember. Have you two met before? I ask. Amanda's fork freezes halfway to her mouth, just for a second, then she laughs. Derek consulted on a property sale last year. One of my clients was liquidating assets for estate planning. Small world. Very small. Derek agrees. My mother doesn't notice the pause. She's telling Derek about the house she grew up in, the one she and Dad bought 40 years ago, the one she's leaving to us, to me, to the grandchild. I watch Derek listen, watch how he leans in when Mom talks, how he nods at the right moments, how he looks at her with just the right amount of professional concern and personal warmth. Then I watch how he looks at Amanda. It's fast, a flicker. When my mother reaches for her water and I'm cutting my chicken, Derek's eyes go to my wife, and my wife's eyes are already on him. It lasts maybe 2 seconds, 3 at most, but I see it. The way you only see something when you're looking for it without knowing you're looking. When I come back from the bathroom, I had to steady myself, hands braced on the sink, breathing like I'd run a mile. They're looking at something on Derek's phone, their heads close together. Amanda's laughing. That laugh I used to hear in college when we'd stay up too late talking about nothing and everything. I haven't heard that laugh in a year. They don't hear me approach. Derek's saying something about a restaurant in Savannah, and Amanda's saying she's always wanted to go there, and my mother's signing to the waiter for the check. "What's in Savannah?" I ask. They both look up. "Nothing," Amanda says. Too fast. "Just Derek was talking about a conference he went to. Boring financial stuff," Derek adds. He hands his phone to me. "Want to see? It's just the conference center." I don't take it. I'm good. Driving home, Amanda's quiet. She looks out the window at the Charleston streets rolling past, historic homes, wrought iron gates, old money, and older secrets. "Derek seems nice," I say. "He's very professional." "How well do you know him?" "I told you. One consulting job." "Why?" "He knew how you take your wine." She turns to me. "Robert, he poured wine for everyone at the table. It wasn't." She stops. Starts again. "Are you seriously jealous right now? Of your mother's financial advisor?" "I'm not jealous." "Then what are you?" "Suspicious, confused, terrified that the woman I married 9 months pregnant with a baby who miraculously came into existence 3 weeks after $4.2 million entered the conversation." "Nothing," I say. "I'm nothing." That night, she sleeps in our bed, curls against me. Her breathing evens out in minutes. I lie awake thinking about how Derek knew, how he poured that third glass without asking. Dry, not sweet, the exact way she likes it. The way her husband of 8 years never learned. The hotel receipt falls out of Amanda's purse 2 days later. I'm not snooping, not exactly. She asked me to grab her phone charger. Hers broke and she needs mine for a showing. Her purse is on the kitchen counter. Black leather, the one I bought her for Christmas 2 years ago. When I lift it, something white flutters to the floor. The Harbor View Hotel, March 15th. 7 months ago. Room 212. 1 night stay. Room service, 2 entrees, 1 bottle of wine, 2 desserts. Total $347 charged to our joint credit card. The one we use for everything. The one I check maybe once a month when I'm reconciling our budget. 7 months ago, Amanda told me she had a real estate conference in Columbia. Mandatory. She'd be gone overnight. I said okay, made myself dinner, watched a movie, went to bed alone like I'd been doing for 2 months by then. She came home the next day with a tote bag full of brochures and a story about a keynote speaker who ran long. She smelled like hotel soap, generic, forgettable. I believed her because why wouldn't I? Now I'm standing in our kitchen holding a receipt for a hotel 40 minutes from our house. In Charleston, not Columbia. My hands are shaking. The paper rattles. "Did you find it?" Amanda calls from upstairs. "Yeah." My voice sounds normal. "I found it." I take a picture of the receipt with my phone, put it back in her purse, grab the charger. When I hand it to her, she kisses my cheek. "You're the best. I don't know what I'd do without you." "Yeah," I say. "Me neither." That night when she's at her evening showing, 3-bedroom colonial, needs work, she says, I log into our credit card account. I go back 6 months, then 9, then a year, the Harborview Hotel, 11 charges, always on Thursdays, always room service for 2, always the same hotel, different room numbers, the Riverside Inn, 4 charges, Saturdays, the Gardens Hotel, 3 charges, Sunday afternoons, I make a spreadsheet. I'm a high school history teacher. I'm good at research, good at timelines, good at connecting dots that students think are unrelated, date, location, amount, cross-referenced with Amanda's calendar, the one she shares with me, so I know when she's showing properties, when she has client dinners, when she's working late. Every hotel charge matches a work event. Every single one. I should confront her, walk upstairs right now and say, "What the hell is this?" But I don't. Because the moment I do, whatever this is becomes real, becomes something I can't unsee or unhear or unknow. So instead, I sit in our home office staring at numbers that don't lie. Not the way people do. The last charge was dated 6 months ago, right when she stopped touching me, right when the guest room became her room. Then nothing for 6 months, no hotels, no unexplained charges. Until 3 weeks after my mother's diagnosis. 3 weeks before she bought $68 lingerie and climbed into my bed and said she wanted to give my dying mother a grandchild. I check our credit card statements that night. There are 11 more charges just like it. At 2:17 a.m., I can't sleep. Amanda's breathing beside me, steady, peaceful. The kind of sleep you sleep when you have nothing to hide. Or when you're very, very good at hiding it. I slip out of bed, take the iPad from my office. We share it, mostly for Netflix and recipes. Sometimes she uses it for work emails when her laptop's charging. I open her email, I know her password. It's the same one she's used for everything since college. Realtor 2016, the year she got her license. Not creative, not secure, but Amanda's never been paranoid about privacy. There are 847 unread emails, newsletters, spam, client inquiries, nothing unusual. Then I see the folder. It's not labeled, just a dash. I click it, 37 emails, all from the same sender, D. Williams. WilliamsConsultingLLC.com, Derek. The subject lines are mundane. Estate planning documents. Trust amendment draft. Timeline review. I click the first one. It's from 3 months ago. Eleanor's prognosis is worse than she's letting on. Dr. Michael says 6 months, but he's being optimistic. More like 4. We need to move faster. I click the next one. Attached. Updated will with grandchild clause. Make sure Robert sees this. We need him to believe it's Eleanor's idea. Which it is. We're just helping her execute it. And the next. Timeline attached. If you conceive in early September, the baby's due in May. Eleanor will be gone by then, but the pregnancy will lock in the trust. The will states born during grantor's lifetime or within 1 year of death. We're covered either way. My vision blurs. I click another email. This one has an attachment. It's a PDF. My mother's will, but it's marked up. Handwritten notes in the margins in Derek's slanted script. Next to first grandchild, target date, late August, early September. Next to 4.2 matter trust, 20% finder's fee, $840K, split 50-50 after probate. Next to Eleanor's signature, she trusts me. She won't question the timeline. I click show images. The attachment loads fully. It's a copy of my mother's will, with handwritten notes calculating due dates. I'm going to be sick. I close the iPad, set it down carefully on the coffee table like it might explode. My hands are numb. My face is numb. Everything is numb except the thing in my chest that's screaming. Amanda's pregnant with someone else's child, with Derek's child. They planned this before my mother even got her diagnosis. They've been planning to steal $4 million from a dying woman by making her think she's getting a grandchild. They're going to let my mother die believing in a lie. And I'm the good son who's going to help them do it. I sit there in the dark until the sun comes up, until Amanda's alarm goes off, until I hear her footsteps on the stairs. Hey. She's in my old college t-shirt, hair messy, hand on her stomach. You're up early. Couldn't sleep, I say. Everything okay? I look at her, really look at her. This woman I married. This woman who's carrying a lie inside her body. This woman who's going to break my mother's heart for $840,000. Everything's fine, I tell her, because the thing is, I need proof, real proof. The kind that holds up when you confront someone. The kind that can't be explained away. And I'm going to get it. She kisses the top of my head. I love you, you know. I know, I say. The email attachment is still open on the iPad behind me, just out of her view. She doesn't notice. They never do until it's too late. The ultrasound appointment is on a Tuesday. Amanda schedules it for 10 a.m. so my mother can come. so Eleanor can see her grandchild for the first time. I drive them both. Mom in the front seat, Amanda in the back. They're talking about nursery colors, whether we should find out the gender or wait, whether the crib should go in the room next to ours or down the hall near the guest bathroom, our guest bathroom, where Amanda slept for 9 months while she was planning this. What do you think, Robert? Mom asks. About what? The name, if it's a boy. She turns to look at me. Her face is thinner than it was a month ago. The radiation makes her tired, makes her skin look papery and gray, but her eyes are bright. I always loved your father's middle name, James, Robert James Anderson, and then maybe... Eleanor, Amanda interrupts from the back seat. If it's a girl, we'd like to name her Eleanor. My mother's hand goes to her mouth. Oh, sweetheart, you don't have to... We want to, Amanda says. Her voice catches. Perfect timing, perfect delivery. We want her to carry your name. Mom's crying now, reaching back to squeeze Amanda's hand. That's the most beautiful thing anyone's ever... She can't finish. I keep my eyes on the road, both hands on the wheel. If I look at either of them, I'll say something I can't take back. The ultrasound tech is young, ponytail, scrubs with cartoon stethoscopes printed on them. Okay, Mom, let's take a look at your baby. Amanda lifts her shirt. Her stomach is still flat. 12 weeks, she said, 3 months. But there's nothing to see yet except the small swell that could just be bloating. The tech squirts gel on Amanda's abdomen, presses the wand against her skin. The monitor flickers to life. And there it is, a blob, a flickering bean-shaped shadow with a rapid heartbeat that fills the room. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. Beautiful, the tech says. Strong heartbeat, measuring right on track. How far along? I ask. My voice sounds normal. Teacher voice, calm, curious. Let me check. She moves the wand, clicks the mouse. Numbers appear on screen. Looks like 14 weeks and 3 days. I do the math in my head. 14 weeks, 3 months and a half. Not 3 months, 3.5. We conceived 3 weeks after my mother's diagnosis. That's what Amanda said, mid-September. But 14 weeks ago was August, late August. 2 weeks before my mother found out she was dying. That's wonderful, my mother says. She's holding Amanda's hand. Both of them are staring at the screen like it's showing them the face of God. The tech prints pictures, 4 of them. Hands them to Amanda, who immediately gives one to my mother. Eleanor holds it to her chest. My grandchild, she whispers. Amanda's crying again. I'm so happy you're here for this, Eleanor. I'm so happy you get to meet them. The thing is, she might not. If this baby was conceived in late August, it's due in May. My mother has until March. April, if we're lucky. If we're lucky, I watch my mother hold the ultrasound photo the way you hold something holy, something you've been waiting your whole life to receive. And I think they planned this. They knew she'd be gone before the baby came. They just needed her alive long enough to sign whatever paperwork Derek puts in front of her. In the parking lot, Mom asked me to take a photo. Her and Amanda holding the ultrasound picture between them, both smiling, both crying. I take out my phone, frame the shot, click. Through the screen, my mother looks so small, so fragile, standing next to the woman who's going to rob her. Beautiful, I say. That night, when Amanda's asleep, I pull up the photo on my phone, zoom in on the ultrasound image in their hands, top right corner, text I didn't see in the moment. Gestational age, Phi 14 I3D. I screenshot it, save it in a locked folder I create titled Taxes 2024. Then I zoom in on my mother's face, her smile, her joy. I can't save that. I can't protect that, but I can document what they're taking from her. My mother holds the ultrasound to her chest and says, I can die happy now. The ring on Amanda's finger catches the light. The sapphire ring Eleanor gave her last week, the one that belonged to her mother before her. For our grandchild, she'd said. 4 generations of Anderson women, now 5. I thought I might be sick. The voice-activated recorder arrives in 2 days. Amazon Prime. $49.99. It's small, matte black, about the size of my thumb. Magnetic bass. Voice-activated. 60 hours of recording capacity. 4.5 stars. 1,200 reviews. Caught my business partner stealing. This little device saved my company. Nanny cam alternative. Works perfectly. My husband was cheating. Now he's my ex-husband. Worth every penny. I read the reviews like I'm researching a lesson plan. Like this is normal. Like installing a surveillance device in my wife's car is something ordinary people do. It's not for revenge, I tell myself. It's not for money. It's just for truth. I wait until Amanda's at work. Tuesday morning, showing, 3-bedroom ranch, needs updating. She'll be gone for 2 hours, minimum. I take her car keys from the hook by the door, pop the trunk of her Lexus, the one we bought her 3 years ago when her real estate commissions finally hit 6 figures. The recorder fits perfectly under the driver's seat. Magnetic bass clicks against the metal frame. You'd never know it was there unless you were looking for it. I tell myself I'm protecting my mother. That's all this is. Protection. I tell myself I'll delete the recordings if there's nothing on them, that I'm just being paranoid, that I'm going to feel stupid when all I hear is Amanda singing along to the radio and making phone calls about mortgage rates. I tell myself a lot of things that morning. None of them turn out to be true. For 3 days, I hear nothing but her singing along to the radio. She likes pop music, top 40, songs I've never paid attention to, but now I'm learning by heart because I'm listening to hours of her commute. Her voice is good, a little flat on the high notes but warm, the voice of someone who's happy, or someone who's very good at pretending. Day 4, I'm in my car in the school parking lot, lunch break. 32 minutes before I have to teach AP American history to seniors who don't care about the Constitutional Convention. I plug in my earbuds, download the latest recording, hit play. Amanda's voice. Hey, it's me. A pause. Then I can talk. Robert's at school until 4. Another pause. Longer. I press the volume button up, all the way. My hand is shaking. Amanda again. No, she doesn't suspect anything. She's too happy. You should have seen her at the ultrasound, Derek. She held that picture like... Derek. His voice fills my ears. Once the old woman signs the trust amendment, we're set. Harrison's drafting the paperwork now. She trusts me, Amanda. She'll sign whatever I put in front of her. When? End of the month. I'll tell her it's standard estate management, optimizing the trust structure for tax purposes. She won't even read it. Amanda laughs. Actually laughs. God, this is almost too easy. Almost. Derek's voice drops lower. What about Robert? What about him? What if he finds out? Silence. 3 seconds. 4. I count them. Then Amanda. He won't. He's too busy being the good son, playing nursemaid, making her chicken soup, and driving her to radiation. He doesn't have time to think about anything else. You're sure? I'm sure. She pauses. He loves her too much to see what's right in front of him. That's his problem. He feels too much. And you don't? I feel plenty, Amanda says. I just choose when to show it. The recording continues. Traffic sounds. Radio, briefly. A commercial for a furniture store. Then silence. Then Derek again. After the baby comes, after probate clears, we split it 50-50. Agreed? Agreed. The house? We sell it. I'm not living in that museum. Eleanor has good taste, I'll give her that. But it's too much space. Too many memories that aren't mine. 4.2 million, Derek says. Minus estate taxes, legal fees. We're looking at about 3.6 after everything clears. That's 1.8 each. Plus my commission when we sell the house. That place is worth at least $800,000. At 6%, that's another $48,000. You've done the math. I always do the math, Derek. He laughs. That's why I love you. Love. Amanda's voice is dry. That's a strong word. Fine. That's why I tolerate having to sneak around with you like teenagers. Only for another few months. Once Eleanor's gone and the estate is settled, we can do whatever we want. Robert will be too devastated to fight the divorce. I'll take half of everything we have now, plus my cut of Eleanor's estate. You take your consulting fee. We can go public or not. Doesn't matter. What about the kid? What about it? It's mine. Biologically, Amanda says, legally, it's Robert's. He signed the birth certificate paperwork already. Well, the pre-registration forms. Hospital requires it at 12 weeks now. His name goes on everything. He'll pay child support. We're fine. You're cold. You know that? I'm practical. The turn signal clicks. I need to go. Client showing in 10 minutes. Love you, Derek says. There's a smile in his voice. See you Thursday, Amanda replies. The call ends. The recording continues for another 47 minutes. More radio, more singing. She does a pretty good cover of a Taylor Swift song. Then silence. Car door opening, closing, her footsteps fading away. I sit in the school parking lot, earbuds still in, staring at the dashboard. A student knocks on my window, Becky Harrison, ironically the lawyer's granddaughter, asking if I'm okay, if I'm coming to class. Yeah, I say. I'm coming. But I'm not okay. I don't think I'll ever be okay again. That night, I transcribed the entire conversation, word for word, time stamps, tone notes, everything. I save it in 3 places, my laptop, a USB drive hidden in my office, the cloud. When Amanda comes home, she kisses me. How was your day? Fine, I say. Yours? Exhausting. Showed 5 properties, only 1 solid lead. She rubs her stomach. Baby's making me tired. You should rest. I should. She heads upstairs, pauses on the 3rd step, turns back. Hey, Robert? Yeah. I love you. You know that, right? She's looking right at me. Her face is open, honest. The face I fell in love with 10 years ago when she was a college junior who laughed at my bad jokes and stayed up all night talking about whether we believed in fate. I know, I say. She smiles, heads upstairs. I sit on the couch, listening to her shower run, listening to her get ready for bed in our room, in our bed, where she'll sleep next to me like nothing's wrong, like she didn't spend her afternoon planning my mother's exploitation with her lover. He's too busy being the good son. That's his problem. He feels too much. I save the recording, back it up again, and again. Then I start looking at our bank statements. The transfers started 16 months ago, long before my mother got sick, long before any grandchild was even a possibility. Account to account. Our joint checking to Amanda's business account. Then from her business account to Williams Consulting LLC. They're not huge, not the kind that trigger fraud alerts or make you think twice. 12,000 here, 15,000 there, 9,800, always just under 10,000 I notice, just under the federal reporting threshold. I make a spreadsheet. Column A, date. Column B, amount. Column C, memo. Column D, running total. By the time I'm done, it's 2 a.m. Amanda's asleep upstairs. I'm in my office with 6 months of bank records printed out, highlighted in yellow, cross-referenced with her calendar. $87,000, transferred over 16 months, all to Derek Williams. The memo lines are consistent. Consulting services. Advisory fee. Estate planning consultation. $87,000 for estate planning for a mother-in-law who wasn't even dying yet when the first payment went through. I pull up Derek's website, Williams Consulting LLC, providing comprehensive wealth management services to high net worth individuals throughout South Carolina. Fees are listed. Initial consultation, free. Ongoing management, 1% of assets annually. Estate planning, flat fee of $5,000. Amanda's paid him $87,000 for a service that should have cost $5,000. I check the dates again. The first transfer is dated May of last year. 16 months ago, 3 months before Amanda moved into the guest room. The last transfer before my mother's diagnosis, $12,000. Memo, consulting services. Then nothing for 6 months, complete silence. Until 3 days after my mother got her terminal diagnosis. 3 days after the will reading, where she announced the grandchild trust. $15,000. Memo, retainer, estate trust administration. I sit back in my chair. The house is silent except for the clock on the wall. Tick, tick, tick. They've been planning this longer than I thought. The affair, the money, maybe even... I open a new tab. Search. Life expectancy, pancreatic cancer, stage 4. The results are grim. 6 to 9 months with treatment, 3 to 6 without. I search. Early symptoms, pancreatic cancer, weight loss, back pain, loss of appetite, jaundice. My mother had back pain last Christmas. I remember because she couldn't sit through dinner without getting up to stretch. We joked about her getting old, about needing a better mattress. She lost weight in the spring, 15 pounds. We thought she was trying to eat healthier. Proud of her. I search pancreatic cancer diagnosis timeline. Symptoms can appear 6 to 12 months before diagnosis, often caught late because symptoms are vague. Derek started helping my mother with estate planning 16 months ago, right when the symptoms probably would have been starting. Subtle. Easy to miss. Easy to miss if you're the patient. Not so easy if you're looking for them. I close the laptop, stand up, walk to the window. Our backyard is dark. The motion light over the garage flicks on, probably a raccoon, then off again. I'm thinking something I don't want to think, something that makes my skin crawl. What if Derek knew before we did? What if he saw the signs, the weight loss, the pain, and knew what they meant? He's not a doctor, but he's worked with enough dying clients to know what terminal looks like. What if he positioned himself to be the one handling her estate, the trusted advisor, the one she'd turned to when she got the diagnosis? What if this was never about a grandchild? What if it was always about the $4.2 million? And the grandchild, the baby Amanda's carrying, is just the key to unlock it. I'm thinking too much. Connecting dots that might not connect. But the spreadsheet on my desk doesn't lie. $87,000, 16 months, all before my mother knew she was dying. The last transfer was dated 3 days after her diagnosis. The memo line read, consulting services. I highlighted in red. Then I put my head in my hands and cry for the first time since my father died. The paternity test kit arrives in an unmarked box. I order it from a lab in Atlanta. Discreet, confidential, AABB accredited, DNA direct. $479 for prenatal testing using cell-free fetal DNA from the mother's blood. No needles, no risk. Results in 7 to 10 business days. I need Amanda's DNA. A cheek swab, the instructions say, or saliva. Hair with the root attached, blood if possible. I choose the toothbrush. Tuesday morning, after Amanda leaves for work, office day, she said, catching up on contracts, I go into our bathroom, open her toiletry drawer. There are 2 toothbrushes in the holder, his and hers, blue and pink. Hers is pink, electric, Oral-B. I bought it for her birthday 2 years ago. She said she loved it. I don't know if that was true. I don't know if anything she said in the past 2 years was true. I put on latex gloves. I have a box in the garage from when I repainted the guest room and carefully remove her toothbrush. Seal it in the Ziploc bag the kit provided. Fill out the chain of custody form. Check the box marked alleged father and write my name, Robert James Anderson. DB 07-14-1991, relationship to child, presumed biological father. Then I check the second box. Known biological father, if disputing paternity. I leave it blank. The lab doesn't need Derek's DNA. They need mine. They'll compare it to the fetal DNA in Amanda's bloodstream and tell me if I'm the father. I already know the answer, but I need it on paper. Official, the kind of thing that holds up in court. I drive to the FedEx store on my lunch break, pay extra for overnight shipping, watch the clerk scan the label and toss the box onto the cart with 50 other packages going to 50 other places. Somewhere in there is my entire life, the end of my marriage, the truth about my wife's betrayal, the proof that my dying mother's last joy is a lie. Results in 7 to 10 business days, the website said. I wait. The email arrives at 3:47 a.m. on day 8. Subject, paternity test results, Anderson case ID DAS, PA 2024-1 Cilindro 4 732. I'm in my car, school parking lot. I drove here at 3:30 because I couldn't sleep, because I knew today was day 8, because I've been checking my email every hour since Sunday. My hands are shaking so hard I almost dropped the phone. I click the email, wait for it to load. There's an attachment, PDF. Anderson paternity report, confidential.pdf. I download it, open it. The report is 3 pages, technical, full of genetic markers and chromosomal analysis and probability calculations. I skip to the bottom, page 3. The conclusion. Based on analysis of cell-free fetal DNA extracted from maternal blood sample collected 11/1/2024, compared against known DNA sample from alleged father, sample ID father 01, alleged father, Robert James Anderson. Probability of paternity 0.0%. Conclusion. Robert James Anderson is excluded as the biological father of the tested fetus with 100% certainty. 0.0%, not 1%, not unlikely, not further testing recommended. 0. I read it again and again and again. The words don't change. Probability of paternity 0.0%, not 1%, not unlikely. 0. The sky is starting to lighten. Pink and orange over the football field. Another day, another morning, another moment closer to my mother dying believing in something that isn't real. I forward the email to myself, print it from the school library printer before any other teachers arrive, fold it carefully, put it in my wallet behind my license and credit cards, carry it with me like evidence, like proof, like the thing that will save her or destroy me. When I get home, Amanda's making breakfast. Eggs, toast. She's wearing one of my old t-shirts and leggings. Her hair is up in a messy bun. She looks beautiful. She looks like a stranger. You're up early, she says. Couldn't sleep. Not really. Me neither. Baby's been kicking. Well, not kicking yet, but moving. It feels like bubbles. She touches her stomach, smiles. Want to feel? I'm good. She looks hurt. Just for a second. Then she covers it. Coffee's ready. Decaf for me, obviously. Obviously. I pour myself a cup. Stand at the counter, drinking it black, even though I normally take cream. The bitterness feels right. I was thinking, Amanda says, we should start setting up the nursery. My parents want to buy the crib. Something nice. One of those convertible ones that turns into a toddler bed. What do you think? I think your parents are going to be devastated when they find out their grandchild isn't mine. I think you're going to lose everything. I think I want to watch. Sure, I say. Sounds good. She kisses me on her way to the shower. I love you. I know, I tell her. Behind me, my phone buzzes. A text from an unknown number. This is Judge Harrison's office. Eleanor Anderson has requested to see you. Today, if possible. Urgent. I text back. On my way. My mother is sitting in her garden when I arrive, the one my father built for her 40 years ago. Roses and hydrangeas and something purple I can never remember the name of. She's wearing a hat, wide-brimmed, to protect her skin from the sun during radiation. She looks small in the white wicker chair, fragile, but when she turns to look at me, her eyes are clear. Robert. She pats the chair next to her. Sit. I sit. For a long moment, neither of us speaks. A cardinal lands on the bird feeder my father made from scrap wood, pecks at the seeds, flies away. Are you happy? My mother asks. The question catches me off guard. What? Are you happy? With Amanda? With the baby? With... She gestures vaguely. All of this. I should lie, should say yes, should protect her from the truth that's going to break her heart. But I'm so tired of lying. No, I say, I'm not. She nods slowly, like I've confirmed something she already knew. How long have you known? Known what? That something's wrong. I look at her, really look at her, this woman who raised me, who taught me to read and ride a bike and stand up for what's right even when it's hard. This woman who knows me better than anyone in the world. A few weeks, I say quietly. And the baby? My throat closes. I can't say it, can't make it real, but she sees it in my face. She always could. Oh, Robert. Her hand finds mine. Her skin is thin. I can see every vein, every bone. Oh, my sweet boy. Mom, You don't have to tell me. She squeezes my hand. Not if you're not ready, but I need you to know something. She reaches into the pocket of her cardigan, pulls out a small photo album, brown leather, the one from her bedroom, the one with pictures of me as a baby. She opens it, points to a photo. Me, 3 days old, wrapped in a blue blanket, tiny, red-faced, new. You were born at 6:32 in the morning, she says. 7 pounds, 4 ounces. Your father cried. I'd never seen him cry before. She touches the photo. I knew you then. In that moment, I knew exactly who you were. She turns to me. And I know you now. Whatever it is, whatever's happening, I'm strong enough to hear it. I want to tell her. Want to show her the emails, the recordings, the bank statements, the DNA test. Want to lay it all out and let her decide what to do. But the words won't come. Because once I say it, once I make it real, there's no going back. Her last months won't be peaceful, won't be full of joy and hope. They'll be full of betrayal and lawyers and the knowledge that the people she trusted most were willing to exploit her death for money. I'm not sure I'm strong enough to tell you, I whisper. She pulls me close. Her arms are thin, but they're still strong enough to hold me. You've been protecting me your whole life, she says into my hair. Let me protect you now. We sit like that for a long time, my head on her shoulder, her hand stroking my hair like she did when I was small and scared of thunderstorms. Whatever it is, she says finally, we'll handle it together. But Robert, you need to promise me something. Anything. Promise me you won't let them win. She doesn't say who they are, doesn't need to. I promise, I say. That night, I get a call from an unknown number. I almost don't answer, but something makes me pick up. Mr. Anderson, a woman's voice, professional, crisp. This is Linda Chen from the State Board of Financial Advisors. I'm calling about a complaint filed against Derek Williams of Williams Consulting. We understand you may have information relevant to our investigation. I sit up. What kind of complaint? I'm not at liberty to discuss details, but if you're willing to provide testimony regarding Mr. Williams' handling of your mother's estate, we'd appreciate your cooperation. Someone else knows. Someone else has already started looking into Derek. Yes, I say, I can help. I hang up and immediately text the number Judge Harrison's office used earlier. I need to speak with the judge. Tomorrow, I have something he needs to see. The response comes in seconds. 9 a.m. His office. Come alone. I look at the photo album my mother gave me before I left, the one she pressed into my hands and said, "Keep this safe. It matters more than you know." Inside the front cover, she's written something in her careful script. To Robert, you've always been my greatest joy. Whatever happens next, remember, you protected me. Now I protect you. I love you forever. Mom. She knew. She's known for weeks, maybe longer. And she's been waiting for me to be ready. Tomorrow, I'll tell Judge Harrison everything. Tomorrow, I'll give him the evidence that will destroy Amanda and Derek's plan. Tonight, I sit in the dark, holding my mother's photo album, thinking about protection and love and what we're willing to do for the people who deserve it. My mother is strong enough to hear it. But am I strong enough to tell her the whole truth? Judge Harrison's office smells like old law books and furniture polish. 70 years of practice condensed into mahogany shelves and framed diplomas and a desk that probably weighs more than my car. Show me everything, he says. I do. The emails, the bank statements, the voice recording. He listens to the whole thing, face impassive, the DNA test, the timeline spreadsheet I made at 2 a.m. When I'm done, he sits back in his leather chair. It creaks. He's quiet for a long time. Your mother knows, he says finally. Some of it, not all of it. She called me yesterday, asked me to draft an amendment to her will. He taps a folder on his desk. She didn't say why, but Eleanor Anderson doesn't do anything without a reason. What kind of amendment? I can't discuss that. Attorney-client privilege. He pauses. But I can tell you that if what you've shown me here is accurate, and I have no reason to believe it isn't, then Mr. Williams has violated about 17 different professional ethics codes. The state board is already investigating him for commingling client funds. Your evidence will likely result in criminal charges. Good. Your wife... He stops. Amanda. She's complicit in fraud, potentially conspiracy to commit financial elder abuse. The pregnancy complicates things, but not as much as she probably thinks it does. What happens now? Now? Judge Harrison leans forward. Now you go home. You act normal. You say nothing. And when I call you, probably in the next 48 hours, you come back here with Eleanor, both of you. Understood? Yes, sir. Robert. He looks at me over his reading glasses. Your mother is dying. Whatever happens next, whatever legal consequences fall where they may, she deserves to spend her remaining time with people who love her, not people who see her as a transaction. You understand what I'm saying? I understand. Good. He stands, extends his hand. Your father would be proud of you for what that's worth. It's worth everything. I don't have to wait 48 hours. The call comes that night, 11:47 p.m., my mother's number. Robert, her voice is steady. Come to the house, now, and bring those bank statements. Mom, what? Just come. I throw on jeans and a sweatshirt. Amanda stirs in bed. Where are you going? Mom needs me. At midnight? She's dying, Amanda. She needs me when she needs me. I'm out the door before she can respond. The drive takes 12 minutes. Every light is green, like the universe is clearing a path. When I pull up, the house is lit up. Every window, every room, like my mother turned on every light in the place. She opens the door before I can knock. Guest bathroom, she says. Now. I follow her upstairs. She walks slowly. The radiation has made her weak, but there's steel in her spine, purpose in every step. The guest bathroom is small. Powder blue tile, white fixtures, the same bathroom I used to brush my teeth in when I stayed over as a teenager. She points to the counter, next to her blood pressure medication and the hand soap. A phone, small, red case, cheap flip phone, the kind you buy at a gas station with prepaid minutes. I found it plugged in here, my mother says, this morning when I came to take my pills. She picks it up, hands it to me. It's not mine. I open it. The screen lights up. No password, no security. 247 text messages, all to and from a contact labeled simply D. I scroll. My stomach drops with every line. D, she signed the revised trust documents. We're clear. Amanda, good. How much longer? D, Dr. Michaels says maybe 8 weeks. She's weaker this week. Amanda, then we're almost done. D, almost, then we're free. I keep scrolling. The messages go back months. Logistics, planning, cold calculations about my mother's life expectancy, about when to push for the pregnancy, about how to make sure I didn't suspect. One message dated 3 weeks ago. D, what if Robert finds out? Amanda, he won't. He's too busy playing nursemaid. Besides, even if he did, what's he going to do? She'll be gone in a few weeks anyway. Can't unring that bell. I look up. My mother is watching me. Her face is calm. Too calm. How long have you known? I ask. I suspected for a while. The way she looked at him, the way he looked at her. She sits on the edge of the bathtub. But I wanted to believe I was wrong. That the cancer was making me paranoid. That my son's wife couldn't possibly... She stops, breathes, continues. Then last week when she gave me that speech about naming the baby Eleanor, about how much she loved me, how grateful she was. My mother shakes her head. Nobody who means those words has to say them that carefully. Love isn't a performance. Mom, I'm so sorry. I should have... You were trying to protect me. She stands, takes my hand. But I don't need protection anymore, Robert. I need justice. And I need you to help me get it. She leads me downstairs to the dining room, spreads the burner phone, the bank statements I brought, and a folder I haven't seen before across the table. I had my own lawyer draw these up, she says, opening the folder. Not Harrison, someone at a firm in Columbia, someone Derek and Amanda don't know about. Inside, a new will, dated yesterday. Every page initialed, signature on the last page in my mother's careful script. I scan the pages. The grandchild trust is gone. The $4.2 million is split, half to me, half to cancer research charities. The house to me. Personal effects to me. A specific clause. No assets shall transfer to any individual found to have engaged in fraud, deception, or elder exploitation related to this estate. And at the bottom, in a sealed envelope clipped to the back, a letter addressed to whom it may concern. That's for after, my mother says, for the will reading, for Amanda and Derek to hear when I'm not there to watch them squirm. She smiles. It's cold, satisfied. I may be dying, Robert, but I'm not dead yet. What do you want to do? I want to look her in the eye, my mother says. I want her to know, that she didn't fool me, that she loses. When? Tomorrow. I invited them both for dinner, Derek and Amanda. Told them I wanted to celebrate the baby. One last family gathering before... She gestures vaguely at herself. Before the end. Mom, I'm strong enough for this. She takes my face in both hands. You've been protecting me your whole life. Let me protect you now. Let me do this. Her hands are thin. Her skin is papery. But her eyes are fierce. Okay, I say. Okay. She pulls me into a hug. You're the only real thing in this whole mess, she whispers. Don't you ever forget that. They arrive at 6, separately. Amanda first, carrying a bottle of sparkling cider and a bouquet of lilies. Derek 10 minutes later, empty-handed, but with that smile. That advisor smile. Trust me, I'm here to help. My mother set the dining room table with her good china, the set from her wedding, white with gold trim, 60 years old. She's only used it a handful of times in my life. This is beautiful, Eleanor, Amanda says, setting the flowers in a vase. You didn't have to go to so much trouble. It's no trouble. My mother's voice is light, pleasant. It's not every day I get to celebrate my grandchild. We eat roast chicken, mashed potatoes, green beans almondine. My mother barely touches her food, the nausea from radiation, but she watches. She's always watching. Derek talks about the stock market, about interest rates, about a client who made a fortune in tech stocks and retired at 40. Amanda talks about the nursery, the crib her parents are buying, the name they've chosen. Eleanor, if it's a girl. James, if it's a boy. After Robert's father, she says, reaching for my hand across the table, we want the baby to have strong family names. My mother smiles, says nothing. Dessert is apple pie, my father's favorite. My mother made it this morning. I can tell because her hands are shaking worse than usual. The effort cost her. She serves it herself. Won't let me help. A slice for each of us. Vanilla ice cream on the side. Before we eat, she says, still standing, I want to propose a toast. Derek raises his water glass. Amanda raises her cider. I raise my wine. My mother doesn't pick up her glass. Instead, she reaches into the pocket of her cardigan, pulls out the red phone, places it on the table between Derek and Amanda. The silence is immediate, complete. Amanda goes white, actually white, like every drop of blood just drained from her face. Derek doesn't move, doesn't even blink. I found this, my mother says calmly, plugged in next to my medication in my guest bathroom, the one Amanda uses when she visits. Eleanor, I can explain. Amanda starts. No. My mother's voice cuts like glass. You can't, because there's no explanation for Dr. Michael says maybe 8 weeks, or then we're free, or can't unring that bell. She picks up the phone, scrolls, reads aloud. He's too busy playing nursemaid. Even if he finds out, what's he going to do? She'll be gone in a few weeks anyway. Amanda is crying, silent tears streaming down her face. Eleanor, please. I'm not finished. My mother sets the phone down, pulls out the bank statements, spreads them across the table like evidence in a trial, which, in a way, they are. $87,000, she says, over 16 months, all to Williams Consulting for estate planning services that should have cost $5,000. She looks at Derek. Would you like to explain the discrepancy, Mr. Williams? Derek's jaw tightens. Eleanor, if you'd let me... Let you what? Let you steal from a dying woman. Let you manipulate my son. Let you fake a grandchild to access my estate. She's not yelling. Her voice hasn't risen once. But the words land like punches. She turns to Amanda. The baby isn't Robert's. It's not a question. It's a statement. Amanda opens her mouth, closes it, opens it again. How did you... Because I know my son. My mother sits down slowly. The effort of standing has cost her, but she's not done. I know his heart, I know his face, and I knew, the moment you announced that pregnancy, that something was wrong. The timing, the sudden change, the way you looked at Derek when you thought I wasn't watching. She reaches across the table, not to Amanda, to me, takes my hand. I had the DNA test results sent to me, she says quietly. Last week, Robert didn't tell me about it, but he left the receipt in his wallet, and I've been doing my own research. She pulls out another paper. Official, stamped. The same test I ordered. Probability of paternity, 0%. She looks at Amanda. You're carrying someone else's lie. Amanda is sobbing now, full, gasping sobs. Eleanor, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I never meant... You meant every bit of it. My mother stands again, walks to the china cabinet, opens a drawer, pulls out a small box, the sapphire ring, the one she gave Amanda 6 weeks ago, the one that belonged to her mother, and her mother's mother. You left this on my bathroom counter, she says. Yesterday, when you came to visit, I put it back in its box. She opens the box, takes out the ring, places it on the table between them, right next to the phone. That was for my grandchild, she says. Her voice finally breaks, just a little, just enough. For 4 generations of Anderson women, now 5, that's what I told you. Do you remember? Yes, Amanda whispers. You're not carrying my grandchild. My mother closes the box. You're carrying someone else's lie. Get out of my house. Eleanor, please. Derek stands, reaches for her. My mother steps back. Don't touch me. Don't speak to me. Just leave. This is a misunderstanding, Derek says. His voice has shifted. Businessman now. Problem solver. If we could just sit down and discuss... Discuss what? My mother's eyes are cold. Discuss how you exploited a dying woman's love for her son? How you manipulated financial documents for personal gain? How you committed fraud? You can't prove... The State Board of Financial Advisors already has the evidence. She looks at me. I nod. They've been investigating you for 3 months, Mr. Williams. Commingling client funds, fraudulent billing, elder financial exploitation, Robert's evidence will be more than enough to file criminal charges. Derek's face goes from tan to gray. You wouldn't... I already did. She walks to the door, opens it. Get out, both of you, now. Amanda tries one more time. Robert, please. Tell her we can work this out. Tell her... I stand. For the first time all night, I speak. The baby's not mine. The marriage is over, and if you're not out of this house in 30 seconds, I'm calling the police. Amanda stumbles to the door. Derek follows. They don't look at each other. Don't speak. Just leave. We watch their cars pull out, watch the taillights disappear down the street. Then my mother closes the door, locks it, turns to me, and collapses. I catch her, barely. She's so light, too light. Mom, I'm okay. She's crying now, really crying. The kind of crying that comes from holding everything in too long. I'm okay, I needed to do that. I know. I help her to the couch. She curls against me like she did when I was small, and she'd read to me before bed. Like our roles have reversed. Like I'm the parent now, and she's the child. You protected me, she whispers. Now I protect you. You did, I tell her how you did. We sit like that until she falls asleep. Her breathing shallow but steady. Her hand clutching mine like she's afraid I'll disappear. I stay until the sun comes up, until the hospice nurse arrives for the morning check, until my mother wakes and smiles at me and says, "Thank you for letting me fight." Always, I tell her. Derek Williams lost his financial advisor certification 2 weeks later. The state board didn't mess around. 14 ethics violations, commingling funds, fraudulent billing, elder exploitation, financial fraud. His consulting firm, Williams Consulting LLC, closed within a month. No clients, no reputation, no future. His name disappeared from every professional directory in South Carolina. Amanda lost her real estate license 3 weeks after that. The state board has a moral clause. Fraud related to financial exploitation triggers an automatic suspension pending investigation. The investigation found enough to make the suspension permanent. By April, both their names were gone from the websites, from the professional listings, from LinkedIn. Derek's wife, I didn't even know he was married until the court papers came through, filed for divorce on March 8th. Cited irreconcilable differences, which is lawyer speak for you're a lying fraud and I want nothing to do with you. Amanda stopped showing up to open houses, stopped posting on social media, stopped answering calls from mutual friends. I heard through someone who heard through someone else that she moved to Atlanta, or maybe Charlotte, somewhere far from Charleston. Somewhere her name doesn't mean that woman who tried to steal from a dying woman. The Charleston real estate community is small, close-knit. When word got out, and word always gets out, doors closed, fast. You don't come back from that kind of reputation, not in the South, not anywhere that values loyalty and family and knowing who you can trust. Derek filed for bankruptcy in May, lost his house, his car, everything the state board didn't freeze in the investigation. I watched it happen from a distance, watched them unravel, watched them lose everything they tried to steal. And I felt nothing. No satisfaction, no revenge, just emptiness where anger used to be. Because my mother was dying, and compared to that, their downfall didn't matter at all. April 19th, 6:32 a.m., the same time I was born 40 years ago. My mother always said it was poetic, that she brought me into the world at sunrise, and that's how I'd remember her. In the light, she was right. Hospice moved her to the hospital 3 days ago. The pain was too much to manage at home. They have better medication there, better equipment, better ways to make sure the end is gentle. I'm holding her hand when it happens. She's been unconscious for 6 hours. The nurse said she could hear me. That hearing is the last thing to go. So I talked. I told her about my students, about the lesson on the Constitutional Convention that actually went well, about the cardinal that's been visiting her bird feeder every morning, about how the roses she planted 40 years ago are blooming early this year. I told her I love her over and over until the words lost meaning and became just sound, just feeling. At 6:31, her breathing changes, slower, shallower. The hospice nurse, kind woman, gray hair, has done this 1,000 times, touches my shoulder. "It's time," she says gently. "Mom?" I lean close. "Mom, it's okay. You can go. I'm okay. I promise." Her hand squeezes mine, just a little, just enough. "You protected me," I whisper. "Now I protect you. I'll always protect you." Her breathing slows, stops, starts again, stops. Her last words were 3 days ago, right before the morphine pulled her under. "You protected me. Now I protect you." At 6:32, she squeezes my hand one more time. Then she's gone. The will reading is scheduled for May 3rd, 2 weeks after my mother's funeral, after the burial, after the casseroles from neighbors and the sympathy cards and the strange emptiness of a house that used to be full of someone you love. Judge Harrison's office, same mahogany desk, same leather chairs, but this time there are 5 of us. Me, Amanda, Derek, my mother's sister, who flew in from Oregon, and Harrison himself, reading glasses perched on his nose, looking like he'd rather be anywhere else. "This won't take long," he says. Eleanor Anderson's last will and testament is fairly straightforward. He opens the folder, begins to read. Standard legal language. "Being of sound mind, do hereby declare. Last will and testament executed on April 11th, 2025. April 11th, 8 days before she died. I didn't know she'd updated it again." Harrison continues. "To my beloved son, Robert James Anderson, I leave my home at 847 Magnolia Drive, Charleston, South Carolina, along with all furnishings and personal effects therein. Additionally, I leave him 50% of my monetary estate to be distributed immediately upon settling of all debts and estate taxes." Amanda shifts in her chair. I don't look at her. "The remaining 50% of my monetary estate shall be divided equally among the following charitable organizations." He lists them: cancer research, hospice care, first-generation college scholarships, the causes my mother cared about. Derek's face is red. He hasn't looked up from his hands. "Furthermore," Harrison continues, "I explicitly exclude any and all claims to this estate by individuals found to have engaged in fraud, financial exploitation, or deception related to my care or the administration of this estate." Now Amanda looks up. "That's not... She can't..." "She can." Harrison looks at her over his glasses. "And she did. There is no grandchild provision in this will, no trust, no distribution based on progeny. That clause was removed on April 11th. But the baby..." Amanda's voice breaks. "The baby," Harrison says coldly, "is not relevant to this distribution, as Eleanor was well aware." He pulls out another envelope. This one's sealed. My mother's handwriting on the front. To be read aloud. Harrison opens it, clears his throat, begins to read. "To those who sought to exploit a dying woman's love for her son, who manufactured intimacy for profit, who saw my death as an opportunity rather than a loss, you inherit nothing. Not my money, not my home, not my forgiveness. I knew, longer than you thought. I saw what you were doing. I watched you calculate. I heard you plan. And I want you to understand you didn't fool me. You didn't win. My son, Robert, has been the only truth in my final chapter. He protected me when he could have walked away. He chose honesty even when lies would have been easier. This is how I say thank you. And this is how I say goodbye to those who forgot what family means. You inherit nothing but the memory of your own greed. May it serve you well. With all the love I have left, Eleanor Marie Anderson." Silence. Complete. Absolute. Derek stands. This is bullshit. I'm contesting this. You'll do nothing, Harrison says, because the state board already has you on record for fraud. Because elder exploitation is a felony in South Carolina. Because if you contest this will, I will personally ensure the district attorney pursues criminal charges. Sit down. Derek sits. Amanda is crying, silent, shaking tears. Robert, please, tell them this isn't fair. Tell them you deserve exactly what you got. I say quietly. Nothing. Harrison closes the folder. We're done here. Robert, I'll need you to sign some paperwork. The rest of you, he looks at Amanda and Derek. You're dismissed. They leave. Separately. Derek first, then Amanda. She tries to look back at me. I don't meet her eyes. When they're gone, Harrison pulls out one more envelope. This one isn't part of the will. It's personal, addressed to me in my mother's handwriting. She asked me to give you this, he says. After. I take it. Don't open it. Not here. Not now. Your mother, Harrison says, was one of the strongest women I've ever met. What she did, confronting them, rewriting her will, protecting you, that took courage most people don't have, especially at the end. I know, I say. You're a lot like her. I hope so. I sign the paperwork, except the death certificate copies, the estate documents, the keys to the house I grew up in, the house that's mine now. When I get to my car, I open the envelope. Inside, a single page, my mother's handwriting, dated April 18th, the day before she died. My dearest Robert, by the time you read this, I'll be gone, and you'll be holding the pieces of a life I built for you, not with money, not with things, but with truth. I'm sorry you had to see what you saw, learn what you learned, lose what you lost. But I'm not sorry I fought. I'm not sorry I protected you. That's what mothers do, even especially at the end. The house is yours. Fill it with better memories than the ones Amanda left behind. The money is yours. Use it wisely. But more than anything, the truth is yours. Hold on to it, even when lies would be easier. You asked me once if I was afraid of dying. I told you no. That wasn't entirely true. I was afraid, but not of death. I was afraid of leaving you alone, of not being there when you needed me. But you're not alone. You're surrounded by people who love you, real love, not the transactional kind. You're stronger than you know, kinder than you believe, and you're exactly the man your father and I hoped you'd become. I'm proud of you. I'm grateful for you. And wherever I am now, I'm still protecting you. Always. What we leave behind isn't money, Robert. It's knowing we protected the people who deserved it. I love you forever, Mom. I sit in my car holding the letter until the sun goes down, until the parking lot empties, until the only sound is my own breathing. Then I drive to the cemetery, to the fresh grave with the temporary marker that says Eleanor Marie Anderson, 1947, 2025, beloved mother. I place fresh flowers, yellow roses, her favorite. You protected me, I say out loud, to the air, to her, to whoever's listening. Now I protect your memory. The wind picks up, warm, southern, smelling like jasmine and rain. I touch the ring hanging from a chain around my neck, the sapphire ring that belonged to her mother and her mother's mother, 4 generations, now mine. I stay until the stars come out, until I'm ready to go home, to the house on Magnolia Drive, to the life I'm building without her but because of her. What we leave behind isn't things, it's truth, it's protection, it's love, and that lasts longer than any of us. 8 months later. Okay, everyone, settle down. My classroom is loud. 30 seniors who think April of senior year means they're done. They're not. But I let them think it for a minute before I start today's lesson. Today, we're talking about legacy, I say. What we leave behind when we're gone, what matters, what lasts. Groans. Someone in the back mutters, philosophy class. History class, I correct, Because every historical figure we studied left something behind. Washington left a country. Lincoln left unity. MLK left a dream. I pause. What do you want to leave? Silence, the kind that means they're actually thinking. My grandmother died last year, a girl in the front, Mia, says quietly. She left me her recipe book, all handwritten. Some of them are from like the 1940s. That's legacy, I say. My grandpa left me his watch, another student adds. He wore it every day for 50 years. Now I wear it. Also, legacy. More hands go up, more stories. By the end of class, we've filled the board with ideas, recipes, letters, photos, advice, values, truth. Legacy isn't just what you own, I say. It's what you protect, who you protect, how you love people when it costs you something. The bell rings. They file out. Mia hangs back. Mr. Anderson? She's holding her backpack straps, nervous. I heard about your mom. I'm sorry. Thank you. My guidance counselor said you started a scholarship, the Eleanor Anderson Scholarship, for first-gen students. I did. I'm first-gen, she says. My parents didn't go to college. I'm going to state in the fall, majoring in education. I want to teach history, like you. Something in my chest tightens. That's wonderful. I applied for the scholarship, she says. I don't know if I'll get it, but I wanted you to know. Having it exist, having someone believe in kids like me, that matters. That's legacy. She leaves before I can respond. I sit at my desk after everyone's gone. The classroom is quiet. Afternoon sun streaming through the windows, dust motes in the air. I pull out my phone, look at the photo I keep there, my mother and me, taken the day of her diagnosis, before everything fell apart. She's smiling, really smiling, happy. I touch the ring on the chain around my neck, feel its weight, its warmth. You protected me, I say quietly. Now I protect what you taught me. Truth, family, love, protection, the things that last, the things that matter. My phone buzzes, a text from Judge Harrison, Eleanor Anderson Scholarship. First recipient selected, notification going out today. Your mother would be proud. I text back, she already is. I pack my bag, grade a few papers, lock the classroom door. On my way out, I pass the trophy case, the one with photos of notable alumni, teachers who made a difference, students who went on to do great things. Someday, maybe there'll be a photo of Eleanor Anderson, not as a parent or a donor, but as a woman who taught her son what really matters, what we leave behind. Not money, not houses, not things. Just truth, just love, just the courage to protect people who deserve it. I drive home to Magnolia Drive, to the house I grew up in, the house my mother left me. I've repainted the guest room, made it into an office, filled it with books and photos and memories that aren't poisoned by lies. The roses are blooming again. The cardinal still visits the bird feeder every morning, and on my desk in a simple frame, my mother's letter, the one she wrote the day before she died. What we leave behind isn't money, Robert. It's knowing we protected the people who deserved it. I touch the ring one more time. Then I sit down at my desk and start grading papers. Because that's what you do. You keep going. You keep teaching. You keep protecting truth. You keep living the legacy you were given. And hope, when your time comes, you've left something worth keeping.